Hey, why'd it get all foggy on me? It was clear before I pushed the start button. Anyway, it's Bill coming at you from Santa Monica, California. It is evening here, and it's been an interesting day, to say the very least. But I can say this. No matter how I used to see it, I'll never see it that way again. I could be frustrated by it. I could be all sorts of things by it. I asked my caseworker to not ever come and see me again today. I told her point blank, this is like the third time. I said, unless you have anything positive to say to me, don't come see me. I have, with the same group, because I have several different groups, I have one group working on my housing, one group working on my SSDI, the list goes on. So, I mean, if I refer to it improperly, that's what I'm trying to do, is apologize for any incorrectness I might have had or have, because politically I'm never going to be correct. I say what's on my mind, and I've learned, especially out here in California, they don't want to hear the truth. So, but I ain't. I say ain't. I know that's the worst. Could not name, speak any. I mean, I know I'm an idiot, but I don't know where that came from, but I do. I say ain't. And I know it's not a word. Anyway, whatever I was rambling on. That is my frustration, my caseworker came and saw me today to give me the letter I've been asking for. I added up the months. It on the letter, it's somewhere around a year and 3 or 4 months. I've always said at least a year and a half, and I believe it's. I literally questioned the dates, but I am retarded. So sometimes when I remember when I started requesting the problem, and it may not have been, I'm just going to say S, that's her first initial. I may have asked her to take it from somebody that I had started on, which is possible, because they both worked. It's a long story. It's complicated. And it's far more complicated. That's the problem. If I could see any way to make sense of any of this, it would have to be illegal. That's the only explanation I can come up with. And I know I'm retarded, so I might be 100% wrong. And I can say that with complete confidence. I could be completely wrong. But sitting where I am as a retard with the needs that are being paid for by people like my family and a lot of families out there, even everybody, because I believe it comes right out of your taxes. So whether you're wealthy or working, I'm sure you're paying, and I'm saying as a U.S. citizen and an American, born and raised here, that if this is how one person is being wasted money on, I can't think of a larger population than the homeless and needy, than the ones we have in this country. And I know most people that see this are going to say, oh, it can't be that bad. Trust me. There are so many people out here that are hiding it because it keeps them into a life that they think that lie is worth. And I can promise you, there is no lie worth lying to, because you're lying to yourself. And I see it every day out here. And unfortunately, I don't know where it became okay to lie. But, I mean, when I tell the truth out here, they question it because they've never heard it. I mean, I actually have to explain them the truth so that they understand what I just said. I mean, I thought that was something we were taught as a kid. Well, I know I was. I just thought everyone was. Apparently not. And, like I said, I'm glad I got here, because I love Santa Monica, and I will always cherish it. Like I said, I'm going to have one of my offices here. But I'm buying a farm in Northern California. I have a property that I haven't walked it yet, but I don't care. I'll buy it over the phone. It has everything I care to have, and I'll start there. And I guess I can just tell you now, every bit of this is all going to be in regards to my wife and my life with my wife and who I am. So it's always going to be like, we're going to have plenty of homeless days where we come out with big, huge, I'm going to make a huge southern style smoker, and I'm going to fill it with ribs and chicken and roasted corn and you name it. And I'm going to have it set up. And we'll have it set up so there's everything. So that when I pull into a parking lot, they've got bathrooms, places to get respect, places to get a haircut, places to get some new clothes, places to be real. And I'm going to have it as random as it can be. But I'm going to have it called Jamie's Coming. And everyone in town's going to know. If they hear Jamie's coming, they better find the parking lot, because it's going to be worth coming to. And that's going to be because Jamie would want it that way. So that's what it's going to be called. And there's some things that I'm going to have to call. Jamie and I, we built our house together. And I'll remember those days for the rest of my life. It was a log home. And I have so many stories to talk about that. I could talk forever. But having been a builder my whole life, building a house with somebody you love is nearly impossible. Building a home with somebody that you would call your wife is impossible. She wasn't my girlfriend, and she wasn't my wife. She was something way beyond that. And we did it. And I always say she couldn't swim. I never said that. I'm saying that now. She was unable to swim. I never knew this. She loved me enough that never even questioned living on a sailboat with me. The first year we got engaged, I asked her to marry me after 2 weeks. So she still said yes. And that fall, I was heading to Florida. I'm a snowbird, and she went with me to live on a sailboat, on a boat, knowing she doesn't know how to swim. I didn't know this. We get back home to Maine. We're building our house, and I put a dock in, and I'm like, it was hot. I'm like, I'm going down swimming. And I said, come on down. And remember, now we're only like 9 or 10 months into this relationship. And she'll go down there, and I jump in, and I'm cooling up. I said, it's beautiful, come in. Oh, no. And then she steps in and wets her ankles, and I'm like, come on, it's so nice. She said, come on, jump off the dock. She said, I haven't told you. I don't know how to swim. I said, what? You grew up on a beach in Wells. Yeah, I never knew how to swim. So I taught her. I tried to teach her, I'm sorry. I tried to teach her. And Jamie never ever said it. If I asked her to try something, she would try it. And if she didn't, if she had no enjoyment at all in it, then she would tell me, and that's it. I mean, like, she'd never had lobster. I mean, she grew up in Wells, Maine, and never had lobster. I'm like, what? And so my father's got a huge 4th of July party up at our lake house, Ocean House. And it's a big deal. And so we went up, and that's another story. But anyway, he has all the lobster you can eat. And so she never had it. So I showed her how to clean the whole thing, do it the right way. And she ate the whole thing. And then after she was done, I said, so what you think? And she said, well, I'm glad I had it, but I don't think I'll ever have it again. I said, really? And she said, yeah. She said, it's just the consistency, the way it was chewed, the tail. I said, how about the claws? And she said, no, the claws were fine. I said, well, then tell me that. I said, you can have all the claws, and I'll have the tail. I said, I know that the claws for most people are premium, but I said, if you enjoy that, I'd be happy to. I said, I'm happy with the lobster tail. I said, if you like the claws, then we'll share it. And she asked me, she said, because there's a huge bonfire going on. She said, you mind if we go for a little walk down on the beach? Because the property my father has, it's got the only beach in any direction and quite a ways, from what I understand. And it's right. You walk right down the street from us. It's right there. I mean, you can see it from our house. Well, it's right next to it. And so it's a beautiful I'm sorry, it's a beautiful spot to walk, and then when you walk across the cove on the other side is actually a state park, and it's beautiful. And anyway, so she went out for a walk, and she said, I knew I picked something about you that was right. I said, why is that? What? And she said, what you just said to me. I said, I don't know what you mean. She said that you love the claw meat, but you will be willing to give up the claw meat for me to enjoy it, and you would be happier with that eating the tail. And I said, yeah. I said, who hasn't done that for you? And she said, nobody. I said, what do you mean? She said, nobody. Nobody's ever said that they would give up what they enjoy just so I could enjoy it and be with them. I said, that's all everybody's ever done for me. I said, I thought that's how it's supposed to be. She said, no. She said, I knew I wanted to be with you, but I didn't know why. She said, and when you just said that, that's why I wanted to take a walk with you. She said, that's how I know. She's like, you'll do anything for me, and you just proved it. It's just lobster. But it was the best relationship I ever had, ever will have. I know that's a sad story, but it's a happy one to me. So on that note, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to get high. I'm going to have a great evening. I already have. I just tried to share with you something that is beautiful. It just makes me happily sad. And it is happy. So have a great night. Be happy. And I don't know. I'm stuck with it. I just know how to be happy. Have a good day. I hope I spread it around.